Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this third webinar in SPERA's current series. As you all know, sitting around, I'm Natalie Nelms. I'm coming to you today from Yamatji country in Geraldton, WA, and I'd like to acknowledge the elders of the Yamatji Nation and thank them for their custodianship of this land on which we at GUC get to continue a culture of learning, and I would extend that same respect to the elders past, present and emerging for whichever lands that you're all joining us from today. This webinar series is actually all about sharing learnings from each other, and we're doing that based on the experiences of our fabulous Australian Rural Education Award winners from the past, the areas. If you think you have something important to share with regional and rural educators across regional Australia, I encourage you to apply for the 2026 awards, and submissions are now open on our website. Very easy, 200-word summary is all you need and a few photos and a wide range of categories that you can choose from to nominate. From everything from your innovative practices and partnerships that you're using to do that, whether it be from early childhood education, tertiary education, for Aboriginal education, whatever it is, there's a category that's going to suit you. And winners will be announced at the National Conference for Regional, Rural and Remote Education in Ballarat in August. And if you haven't registered for that conference, you can also do that while you're at our website to nominate for an area award, 2 for the price of 1. So today we're hearing from the 2024 area winner in the Community Centric category, the Taree University campus, for their CareerQuip initiative. And with us to tell us all about CareerQuip is the wonderful Donna Ballard. Donna is the CEO of the Taree University's campus. And as you'll see, she's passionate about removing the barriers to higher education and supporting people to study locally. As a local herself of New South Wales Mid-Coast, both her professional journey and her voluntary roles have reflected this really strong commitment to community, education and regional opportunity. So I will pass over to you, Donna.
Thank you, Natalie. I will just share my screen. And while I'm doing that, I would particularly like to thank the committee for judging Taree University's campus as an ARIA award winner, and meant a lot to our community. And really, I want to acknowledge that lift that it gives to us when you receive those awards. And I do encourage anyone else to apply, as you've said. Hopefully my screen is sharing correctly. I would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the land of the Biripi people, the traditional custodians of this land around Taree, and we acknowledge their spiritual connection to the land, the waterways and the skies. And we would like to pay our respects to elders past, present and those to come, and extend that respect to other First Nations people and acknowledge the lands that you're meeting on as well. So this, we won our award related to CareerQuip, which is an annual event that we do at Taree University's campus. But I'd like to acknowledge that we didn't do CareerQuip independently. It was actually the brainchild of one of our careers advisors at one of our major local high schools, who was looking for an entity to pass CareerQuip onto. So right from the start, it was a collaboration with the high schools and with the community. And we were able to take what used to be a smaller event that was held in a high school assembly hall, basically out to the wider community by flowing it all around the streets of Taree University's campus in the beginning. But last year and this year, we're now hosting it at the TAFE campus, mainly because they have security around the site and a better flow for traffic. So again, it continues to grow and it reaches out into the community. For those that don't know where Taree is, we're on the mid-coast of New South Wales, and we operate across 3 key districts, being Gloucester, Taree and Forster. That area is around 10,000 square kilometres, and we make it our mission to connect people to learning and opportunities close to home, which is what CareerQuip delivers on. Just a little bit further about why CareerQuip resonates with us as a regional university study hub. We know that our traditional responsibility is to be supporting students to study, but we also emphasise that student journey that starts at high school, and that's what CareerQuip is about. It's part of our outreach and widening participation activities to actually ensure high school students feel engaged in their local community And as our student journey shows, we then hope that they study with us and that when they graduate, they have local employment opportunities. Just to expand on that a little bit further, we feel that CareerQuip helps us identify for local employers the skills gaps that they're trying to fill, mainly around education and health for our area. These photos are taken at CareerQuip, so you can see the health team were actually hands-on showing students how to wrap their arm for a bandage. So we try to make sure that everyone has an experiential stall, but it's not just handing out brochures. We facilitate and support the educational journey because we're connecting them with the careers advisors primarily at the high schools. And we feel that this supports students to increase the completion rates in our region if they can feel a purpose for what's beyond them at high school. So CareerQuip is all about empowering career exploration, connecting education to real-world pathways. That we do put a local spin on this, but we do have all of the universities come. It's part of a bigger roadshow that goes down our coast. So it's not just local. We try to put into that one day every career opportunity and every study opportunity that students might want to choose from. So like we say, that connects students in high schools to real world pathways that they can then envision for themselves. We keep it very student focused, making sure that the students get to experience things, and we feel this delivers our own local and regional impact through the high schools. I will try to play this video because I just wanted to show the industries that are involved, the number of students coming along. This is now I think this year from 25 was our 4th year, and the year we're heading into now is our 5th year. So I'll just let this play in the background. This was last year in 2025. We had to quickly pivot to host this at the TAFE campus because our campus here at Taree was flooded. The floods hit in May, so of course we weren't ready for this event in July. We were still full on in recovery mode. So that led again to a broader and stronger connection with TAFE, who were really enthusiastic about us being there. And now this year we're very pushy, I guess, about us having the event there with them again. But we feel that, again, fits our model. We're trying to show all opportunities for students post-high school. And I think this has now become a bit of an expectation on the high school's calendar. The careers advisors definitely promote this event for us, and we do get around. Last year, even with the wet weather impact, we still had 1,200 students go through on the day. So it reaches schools that are more than an hour away from Taree University's campus. So it really does cast a broad net for us. And we did have UNE as a major sponsor for our event last year, so that helps to build connections. We have also a local employment agency, Mid-Coast Connect, helped fund as well as TAFE putting in money. So again, when everyone's putting in money, it creates energy around the event and everyone's keen to promote it and make it successful. So it definitely isn't just Taree University's campus doing it, although we do a lot of the planning. You can see our partners there on that last slide. We feel that, well, we don't just feel this, we do surveys while we're at the event. We know it builds direction for students. They say it improves their confidence. It does provide that real world connection that students have said that they want to know more about what's happening in their community. And it really, for us, connects to local industries, which is one of our passions. Does give better outcomes. Industry feel like they're aligned with what Taree University's campus is offering as well. We want employers to feel really connected with what we offer here on the campus, and this event makes that happen, and it empowers youth. I just quickly want to get to a slide that shows, I was talking about the surveys that we do and the impact. We have this massive big core flute that's probably 3 meters by 2 meters. You can't miss it. We ask every student to put a dot on as they leave to show how they felt the day was. So I wanted to put this visual up because it shows visually that they're saying it was great, it was good, that they got good outcomes. And it's been a much better way to do a survey than sharing a QR code. We actually do bribe them with lollipops when they put a dot on. So there's a bit of bribery involved, but that makes it more fun. Kids put the dot on, they get their lollipop. And this is actually one of 4 of these sheets that we have. So that just shows how much feedback we get. But I love that visual representation, that most students had a really good experience from that and are leaving with a clearer direction. We have UAC come along, we have all the universities come along, so it does give lots of pathway options. And it really is all about building connections. So that's CareerQuip in a very brief nutshell. If I've got time to say something else, yeah, I'll just throw in there that I guess every year we do it, it grows a little bit, and you get feedback and you flex and change with that. When we did our 2025 event, we had one of the representatives that supports people with disability come forward and say that they wanted to be involved in our 2026 event and have a particular space dedicated for those students that have disability to go to and meet with employers that have interest in employing them. So that's an extra element that we're bringing in this year. And I guess every year we've brought in additional things. We do also have a creative space where there's musicians playing, and that brings a bit of a festive feel to it and encourages the students to stay longer. So that's enough from me now.
You might want to stop sharing your screen, Donna, and we can open up to questions. I'm going to ask the first one. I'm wondering whether you've seen any correlation at all between more of the school age kids as they go through coming to register at your centre.
I think it's really created a connection for us, primarily with Year 12. We have now quite a number of Year 12 students coming in and using our space, and not just for HSC study, but just throughout the year. I haven't really got to the bottom of why that is, but I think they just feel like it's a welcoming space. They can come and study together. It's obviously delivering on a need of theirs. I think I can't say that that's primarily just because of CareerQuip, but everything you do builds connections. And I think the more we can get known with that high school group, the better. And we are seeing that, Natalie, in more younger enrolments now coming through. More students registering are under 22, which is fantastic. I don't think we're unique in that, but it's lovely to see that younger age group engaging.
It is. We've lost a visual of you, Donna. Can you just check whether your camera is turned off? Because we really love to see you as well as hear you.
For some reason, it's happened last time. My screen goes purple and then it drops out, like it's just had enough of me in it. I'm trying to turn my camera back on, but I've got a little red triangle on it, like there's men at work or something. So, yeah, I don't know.
In the meantime, Sam's got a question. So
of course I do. I always have a question.
Thanks, Sam.
Donna, we're running a similar event in southeast New South Wales soon. And I loved that visual you had of the students with the headphones on dancing. Did you have like an activity where they did a silent disco or something, or what was that?
Yes, we did. We have a silent disco as part of our, bag of tricks, because again, it's a great way we want students to feel this. We want this day to be festive and fun. So, we try to run the silent disco to bring them in that way. So.
I love that.
That's one of our.
May steal a similar idea, but I will quote that I got it from Taree.
Oh, thanks, Sam. Thank you.
And Gemma looks like she's got a hand up.
I was just going to add to that, Sam. This year we also have Mind Flight 7. I don't know if you've heard of Mind Flight 7.
Yeah.
So they're coming to CareerQuip this year, and we're setting up a space for the kids to do a VR session.
Yeah.
So they can do that as a rotating. So we try to have some fun things in there as well.
Yeah, it's great to have the fun things. I think that's what they remember, but it's good to have the serious things too. Thanks, guys.
And actually, Gemma, I forgot to mention we have the robotics as well.
Oh,
you want to talk a bit about that? Because Gemma's actually taken over organising CareerQuip this year on top of everything else.
Neuronext is another guy, and he has a little robot. So he comes and does STEM workshops around in lots of the schools. and he's going to have a stand. He'll have a little robot that the kids can interact with and talk about careers in STEM as well. So he's coming along this year as well. So we're paying for him to come along, but Mindflight are coming along. They're paying to participate.
And can I ask, when you say we're paying, so I'm curious about, I know you said UNE was a sponsor, but is there a main funder? Like say, does your Department of Education actually fund any of this, or is there a bulk of funding coming separately to Taree funding, or is this RQuip funding, or where is the funding from?
Yeah,
The robot guy was a STEM grant, but Donna can talk about the rest of the.
Yeah, we don't actually tag any of this as Quad P as such, Natalie. Like we again, a way to engage people in it. We wanted to go out and seek sponsors, because the more sponsors you have, the more involvement you've got. So Mid Coast Connect, our local employment agency, and they run a career event in Port Macquarie, and they were wanting to have a presence in Taree, but didn't have the energy to do it in another town as well. So by linking with us, they always put some money in. TAFE put some money in. And the other strong supporter is State Training. They have a local representative who supports us with CareerQuip in providing transport for the schools through their buses, which is absolutely essential because, as we all know, we don't have public transport in regional areas. So State Training cover the bus costs, and they also cover the cost of the food for the day that we bring to all the exhibitors, because we have around anywhere 60 to 90 exhibitors, and we like to give them lunch for the day, and that can add up to a whole lot. So State Training work with one of the local high schools and their hospitality team to make the meals that get delivered on the day, and it becomes like a work experience for those students as well. So again, there's a whole lot of links in this. It's not like we're doing it on our own, but we do have like a separate project budget, if you like, for CareerQuip, but it's not through any of the federal or the RQuad P money.
Great. I like that, all that buy-in from all those different parties gives them all a real stake in its success.
Exactly. Yeah.
So exhibitors pay for their stalls as well.
Okay. So there's a
registration fee.
Okay. What can I ask what that is?
Yeah, $155, and that includes your morning tea and lunch, and then you pay $25 extra if you would like to have additional food if you bring more people.
Okay, so that's not prohibitive at all, is it? It's not like it's $2,000 or something. Yeah.
As far as those exhibitor spaces go, it's quite reasonable. But if you have quite a few people exhibiting, that really adds up and helps out.
Yeah.
But like our volunteers, like Westpac Rescue Helicopter and SES, they don't pay. They're our volunteer services.
That's reasonable. Any other questions from the floor? No? Okay. Well, we're a little bit ahead of time. I'll just remind everyone that you can download the recording of this on the SPERA website. So particularly if you want to share the link to that to anyone else that you think would actually find this information useful. You can also join us for our 4th webinar, which will take place on Thursday, the 21st of May at the same time. And you'll be able to hear from the 2024 area winner in the Research Excellence category. That was the University of Newcastle and their Teachers and Teaching Research Centre. So they're going to share about their groundbreaking research and how that's shaping the national conversation on rural education and informing evidence-based strategies to support teachers and students. So, head to the SPERA website if you want to book in for that one. And at the same time, don't forget to put in your own area submission and or register for the national conference for RRR education. But otherwise, if there's nothing else, we'll call this a day, and I hope you have an excellent day yourselves for the rest of it. Thanks. See you all.
Thanks, Natalie.